Hi guys, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to remove every chargeback from your credit report. Cue the video. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and like and subscribe to the video, guys. It helps the channel grow and it allows me to keep producing the content that helps you guys build your credit and leverage. Guys, if you're new to the channel, my name is Credit Coach Q. I created the first software that allows you guys to fix your own credit and put your credit in your own hands. Guys, in today's video, I have a blessing. I'm going to bless you guys with this information today. I've been kind of stagnant on releasing this information, but I'm going to bring it to the public and help you guys remove the charge-offs on your credit report. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to a charge-off is understand what it is. A charge-off is a written off debt that an original creditor had on your behalf and they sold it or they written off on their taxes. So when it comes to those big institutions, what they do is that they write the debt off on their taxes and they get a tax break. When they do that, it normally creates what is called a charge-off. A charge-off is exactly what that is. A written off piece of debt that you once owed an original creditor, they written off on their taxes and they usually sell it to another collection agency. So in a nutshell, that's what a charge-off is. A lot of people, I've been hearing these quote-unquote experts say that don't remove chargebacks or don't worry about chargebacks because it doesn't hurt your score. That might be true in some instances, but it does hurt your qualifications for underwriting when it comes to getting approved. So when you want to get your 2020 BMW or you want to get a $15,000 credit card, those chargebacks are going to go into effect when it comes to getting your approved because underwriters hate chargebacks. It basically leaves a trail that you are in bad positions when it comes to big, large loans. So that's what a chargeback is. Those are underwriters look at chargeback, they hate them. In today's video, I'm going to give you guys information to remove the chargebacks from all three of your reports, okay? So the first thing that you want to do, and this is for any type of debt, collections, chargebacks, anything that looks for errors. You have to understand, guys, that everything on your credit report has to be 100% timely, 100% verifiable, and 100% accurate. So that means a letter, a number, a word, a sentence, a amount, everything on your credit report has to be 100% accurate. Okay, so make sure that you're looking at the dates, you're looking at the numbers, you're looking at the name, you're looking at everything, and make sure that everything is accurate and it fits the description of you. Okay, I cannot tell you how many people have so many inaccuracies that's on their credit report and they don't never know how to look for their inaccuracies or actually look for the inaccuracies, and they just stay on a credit report for literally years. So the first thing is to look for those inaccuracies and make sure that everything is accurate on the report. Second is what I like to call a hardship letter. So this is number two. Number two is the hardship letter. The hardship letter is basically you falling on a hardship, you send a letter to the credit bureaus basically explaining your hardship, and they basically write the debt off and cancel the debt. A lot of hardship approval letters has been coming back from the collection companies, and we have been getting a lot of debt removed because of COVID in particular. And if you have been a person that suffered from COVID when it comes to your finances or when it comes to your health or anything like that, this would be a great time to actually take that as a blessing. Not a blessing that you have gone through it, but take it as a blessing and look at the glass half full and take that opportunity to send that information to the collection agency and tell them that you are not able to satisfy this debt because you are going through hardship. Now, when you do send the letters to the collection agency, make sure that you put in a 1099-C. Ask them in the description to put your debt under a 1099-C and have the debt canceled entirely. Okay, guys, Keep in mind that the software that we have allows you to remove any type of debt, including charge-offs. It has over 150 different dispute reasons when it comes to items like charge-offs. And it is completely structured to basically handle the dispute process for you. The software does everything for you. It just put you in the driver's seat and the software becomes the driver. So make sure you have that in mind. If you're doing it organically, you're writing these letters out, make sure that you are writing the stuff down that I'm asking you, because the descriptions is very important. Adding the 1099-C is a very important add-on when it comes to sending out your hardship letter. So keep in mind, you can use the software. The link is in the description below. Make sure that you check out the link in the description. We are running a $1 trial, guys. $1 trial for you to start the process. If you don't like it, you can cancel anytime. But if I was you, I would take advantage of this opportunity to use a $1 investment to change my credit situation forever. Okay, so if you are doing it organically, make sure that you are following what I'm saying and putting what I'm saying into the description. 3. Now, I did tell you that everything has to be 100% timely. So 100% timely basically falls under the statute of limitations. So this is when your hardship letter come back and they say, we basically don't care about you. We don't care about your hardship. We don't care about your situation. We don't care anything about that. We are still coming after you and we still want our money. This is the next step. The next step will be basically making sure that the statute of limitations on that debt fits the criteria. I want you guys to go on Google and find out what is the statute of limitations for contracts in your state. Every state is different. In my state is 7 years, in some states it's 5, in some states it's 6. So make sure that you are knowing the statute of limitations for debt in your state. Now, once the statute of limitations up for that debt, by law, they have to remove it. So for instance, if you have a debt that's 7 years old and the statute of limitations for contracts in that state is 7 years, by law, they remove it. But sometimes sometimes the debt stay on there for 8, 9, 10 years and they don't remove it because you are not using the tools that's afforded to you by the FCRA to have those things removed. So make sure that you are looking for the statute of limitations. So if the statute of limitations doesn't meet up, I want you to send out another letter and telling them that the statute of limitations for this debt does not add up. Again, keep in mind, guys, that the statute of limitations letters and the descriptions are in the software. When you do send out your statute of limitations, I want you to add in the description, I did not get sued and I do not have a judgment on this debt, and I did not make a payment from the original date. When you make a payment to any type of debt, you basically start to the statute of limitations over. So if you have a 7-year statute of limitation debt and you pay on it on the 6th year, instead of waiting a year for the debt to get removed, you're gonna be waiting 8 years because you just added another 7 years to the original date. So you want to make sure that you are not paying into the debt, especially if the debt is old, because you might potentially hurt yourself by starting the statute of limitations date completely over. Okay, so the 4th step is basically disputing it. So if the statute of limitations method don't work, the hardship method do not work, and the original looking for errors method don't work, I want you to go on the defense. Now, this is when you're going to get a little bit gritty, so to speak, when it comes to fighting back when it comes to the credit bureaus. I want you to go and dispute the debt. This is the last method, guys. I want you guys to dispute the debt using the 609 method. You can use the verification method or the 609 method. Both of them tend to work when it comes to this method. Now, when you send out a 609 letter, you just can't send out a letter or a template. Never use a template, guys. Always use your original content that comes from you, that comes from your voice. Like I said, within the software, you are able to edit every letter that goes out before it goes to printing. You are able to add your own descriptions, your own notes, your own everything to the letter before it's printed out before you actually send it to the credit bureau. So keep in mind, guys, these are the things that I want you to request inside of your 609 letter. So inside the 609 letter, I want you to put this in the description. And I want you to write this down because this is very important. Asking for these items are your law, your God-given law. So these items are afforded to you by the law. The law basically stipulates that the creditors have to provide this information by law. And if they don't, they have to remove it. So these are the items that I'm asking you to request from the credit bureaus. Write this down, guys. The first thing I want you to ask for is the original contract. The original contract is the hard copy that you sign when you open the account. It has your wet signature on that. That contract is very important, and by law, they have to provide it when requested. So that's the first thing I want you to ask for. The second thing that I want you to ask for is a payoff disclosure. So the payoff disclosure is in the contract, and they're supposed to have it. A lot of times they don't have this information, guys, and this is the tip. This is the sauce. They don't have this information a lot of the times because everything is sold. Once they sell the debt to a company, it's sold digitally. So a lot of times they don't have this information. But you want to ask for the payoff disclosure. You want to ask for interest rate disclosure to prove the interest rate that was disclosed inside the loan. You want to ask for a balance history. You want to ask for your payment history for the debt, and you want to ask for the credit insurance. So you want to ask for those items, and like I said, guys, by law, they are supposed to take care of any type of request when it comes to this documentation. So like I said, I'm gonna go back over it. Original contract, payoff disclosure, interest rate disclosure, balance history, payment history, and credit insurance. Guys, once you ask for this stuff, I can say like 75, almost 80% of the time, they don't have it. And by law, if they don't provide it, they are supposed to remove the debt. A lot of times they just remove it, and I'm gonna tell you why. They remove it because they don't want to be responsible for paying someone to look up this information. They're not in the business of giving money out or paying into your debt. They are in the business of receiving money and receiving money from your debt. So if you're asking for all this information, it's gonna take them hours and hours and hours of work. They have to pay for someone to do that. So a lot of times it's not worth it, and they just remove it. So that is a very, very powerful way of getting charge-offs removed from your credit report completely. Now, sometimes they do have the information, and if they do, another way you can remove it is finally negotiating the debt. I mean, we have clients that just want to negotiate and just want to be done with it, and we get the debt down 40, 50, even sometimes 60% because they bought it for pennies to the dollar. So they don't mind negotiating or giving us wiggle room as long as they're getting some money on the back end. So those are my options for removing chargebacks, guys. I mean, not chargebacks, charge-offs, removing charge-offs from your credit report in any way, form, or fashion. I guarantee you, if you follow these steps, you will get a lot of success. Again, guys, remember, I want you to remember to click the link in the description below and look for the dollar trial to start this process, guys. I guarantee you it will save you and your family tons of money of interest, and also it will give you the experience and the education you need to be successful long term. Again, guys, my name is Credit Coach Q. Until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye.